Hello, it's Niall here, and I'm going to demonstrate BookingHawk.com as used by a driving instructor. So the idea would be that this is the page your clients would see your schedule and your availability and make bookings from. Now you don't need a website, you'll get your own web link so you can direct clients directly to here. You'll also get a shorter version, so it'll be buk.ie/Acme Driving in this case. So nice and short, easy to remember, easy to share. Now on this page your clients can see your availability. So if we look here, this particular driving instructor, he's got full availability for tomorrow the 4th. If we look at Saturday, he's got some appointments are missing there. Now the client can't tell if they are booked or if the instructor has decided to close off those appointments. But from this page, if a client doesn't see a time that suits them in the next couple of weeks, they can sign themselves up to the waiting list, and that will mean that if somebody else cancels their booking, everybody on the waiting list will get an email to say a new slot has opened up in the time they're interested in, and they'll have a link to click it to book it straight away. Now, if I were to go ahead and make a booking, I can see I can book an hour here for €60. But if I look at the credit bundles in here, it might give me more value. So I can book an intensive training pack here. It gives me 20 lessons for €500, and I've got 90 days to use them, or a 10 lesson pack here. I've got 6 months to use them for €350. But instead, I'm just going to go ahead and book a 1 hour session here. So for Saturday, I'm going to book it for 3 p.m. Now on the next page, you can see I am not required to register, sign in, create an account, nothing like that. It's nice and easy for me to make my booking. So I'll just put in my contact details. Also, you'll notice that we are securely integrated with Stripe for payment processing. So at this point, if you wish to collect payment, you can do so. So I'm just going to put in my test credit card as provided by Stripe. Scrolling down here, we see a summary of what we are about to book. Now, if I attempt to complete the booking, the system won't let me because there's a couple of things I've missed out. So you can ask the client a number of booking questions up here. For now, I've just asked them one and I've marked it as mandatory. So the client must answer, do you require the use of our car? I'm just going to say no. And down here, in line with GDPR, the client must explicitly agree to your data usage policy. So I'm just going to check that box to say I agree to this data usage policy. Now the business can change and customize this for their own needs. So if I complete that booking, a couple of things should happen pretty quickly. The first will be that the driving instructor will get an email to say that they have a new booking with the date, time, and the contact details of the person who has booked. The client will see the booking confirmation page here, and they can go ahead and add that to the calendar of their choice: Outlook, Google, Apple, whatever one that they're using as a client, and they can automatically get a reminder then. And if I check my own personal Gmail as the person who booked the lesson, I can see I've got an email here from Acme Driving. Opening it up, I've got all the details of my lesson, the date, time, location. If I click on that link, it will open up a link or a location in Google Maps, so I know exactly where my lesson is starting. If for some reason I need to cancel my lesson or rearrange it, I can do so by clicking Manage Booking. Now, the system will only issue me a refund if I'm cancelling in line with the driving instructor's cancellation policy. So it's up to the driving instructor whether they say that there's free cancellation or if it's 24 hours or 48 hours notice required. The system will adhere to that and only issue refunds where applicable. And that's more or less it from the point of view of a client making bookings or purchasing a bundle of lessons. What I'm going to show now is, sorry, before I move further, I should also mention that all of these pages are optimized for mobile use. So we don't have an app. We just provide our service, bookinghawk.com, through a web application. However, all of the pages are fully mobile responsive. So this is how it would look on an iPhone. Now it's obviously zoomed in here and enlarged, but you can see the screen resizes and it works quite nicely on a mobile. So on the next page, everything is displayed nicely, and the client can see it on their mobile phone without having to worry about downloading an app, etc. Okay, so what I'm going to show next is when we log into the system dashboard, what we see as the business owner, as the driving instructor. You can ignore this security message. I'm on a test system here, and that's mentioned by Google. Don't worry about that. So in here, the client can see, or the business owner can see their bookings, their schedule, they can manage their schedule, etc. So if I were to look at this Saturday, my bookings, I can see I've got Sue Johnson in at 9, I've got Paul Jones in for 2 hours at 10, and then the booking that you just saw me make, Niall Smith, is in at 3 o'clock. Now if I click into Niall, I can see more information about his booking, the date, time, etc. If he's answered any questions, I can see them here. And also I can add notes to Niall's account. So I know Niall wants to work on hill starts. Now, excuse my typos. I just want to keep the video moving nice and quickly, so I'm misspelling everything. But my point here is that you can add notes to your clients, and those notes will always display on your client's bookings. So the next time Niall makes a booking, this note will already be attached to it. And you can add more notes here. You can delete them, edit them, whatever you want, and they'll always be displayed in chronological order. Now back in the dashboard home, if I'm looking at Saturday, I can see that I've got all these 4 lessons. If I check my availability, I can see I've got 12, 1, 2, and 4. Now, if I want to say, you know what, I'm not doing any more lessons than those on Saturday, I'm just going to select all those times and close them. Now, if the client, if we look at the client page again, so I'm just going to quickly go out to the client page, and if I see Saturday is now unavailable, so the client cannot click on it, there's no further availability. And like I said, the client cannot tell if that's because the instructor is fully booked or the instructor is just not working Saturday, so the system keeps that discreet. All right, back in the dashboard, I just want to show a couple more things before I finish up the demo. So the system will issue PDF receipts to your clients. So the morning after the lesson, assuming they haven't cancelled or haven't not that they have shown up for a lesson, the system will issue a PDF receipt via email. This will happen automatically to the client. So you can see here it's got the driving instructor's name, address. If they're registered for VAT, you can have the VAT information here as well. Driving lesson €60, and that will automatically send out to the client. A couple of more things in here. I'm not going to show you everything. There are SMS reminders in here as well. Now they are a little bit extra. They cost 8 cents per text, but you buy them in a bundle. And then booking questionnaire, the booking confirmation email, you can customize it. But probably the most powerful thing in here that you can do is you can control a lot of what your client sees. So if I go back to my public facing page, is now it's now 5 o'clock on a Thursday evening as I record this video, and I can see that tomorrow there's a lot of free appointments there. So if the driving instructor doesn't want to get any bookings at short notice, he can put some restrictions in here. So if I were to say, you know what, I don't want any bookings with less than 24 hours notice, if I enforce that, back on the public page, if I just refresh here, now there is no availability for Friday because all of those times that are actually available are less than 24 hours away, so the system does not show them. All right, and then there's some more things in here, so I'm just going to demonstrate something else. It's called a rolling blockage. So I can say that this driving instructor, he doesn't want to show all his free times, so do you know what, he'll show one between 9 and 12, and then he'll show maybe one between 12 and 6 in the evening. So if we go back to our public page, we can see that it's showing one between 9 and 12, so it's not showing the 9, and then between 12 and 3, it's showing one appointment. So it just means you're not showing your full calendar to the world. You've got a lot of control over what you show and hide. And yeah, that's more or less it. There are some other features in there, but to keep the video nice and short, I'll leave it here. If you have any questions, get them through to Niall at bookinghawk.com or support@bookinghawk.com. Thanks a lot.